Watch this and tell me what you notice about Tim Walz, current governor of Minnesota. Is it Minnesota? Is he governor of Minnesota? Failed presidential running mate, VP candidate. And let me know if there's any accuracy, if you agree with this post here from Rapid 47 that states Tim Walz is a deeply disturbed individual. Here he is coming unglued over a stupid freaking red hat and suggesting people burn flags with President Trump's photo on them.
What should I wear today? Think of how easy it would be to be a damn Republican. Oh, what should I wear today? This stupid freaking red hat. What should I say today? I don't know. Just make sure it's cruel. Who do we listen to? That guy. Oh, the felon in the White House? Yeah, listen to him and that will be fine. Now he's talking about burning flags. He's going to have flag burning or whatever. Because he knows there's a hell of a lot of flags with his picture on it that are going to get burned. Think of...
Wow. I don't even know where to begin. We've got a lot to unpack here, folks. And to be honest with you, I'm watching these with you for the first time. So this is just my immediate reaction. And I can tell you right now that this is not a good look. Not at all. Think about it like this. Think about it like this. Why is Tim Walz, why is my hat crooked? Why is Tim Walz still a governor and not a vice president? Think about that. Why? It's simple. It's easy. Didn't get enough votes. Didn't get enough votes. How would, in a fair election, how would someone like Tim Walz get more votes? Well, you'd have to get Republicans or anyone who voted Republican to vote Democrat. Okay. So let's fast forward to 2028, and Tim Walz is trying to convert voters, which odds are him running as VP or even president would never happen again. I don't think that would ever happen again. But even if he's running for his own office seat again for re-election, which I'm not sure if that's even a possibility. I'm not sure if there's multiple terms in his state or if there's a term limit. I don't really know. But in essence, you would need more votes. And the votes that you would get would have to come from the same people you just said are stupid. You're shooting yourself in the foot again. But would you expect anything less or more from Tim Walz? I wouldn't. I wouldn't. This guy, I don't know how he got where he is, but he doesn't need to be there any longer than he has to be. And anyone who thinks that this is a great candidate, a great governor, a great person, sadly mistaken. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. And if you're here for the first time, my name's Kevin. I appreciate you stopping by. Consider hitting that like button. Consider subscribing. We're trying to hit 234,000 subscribers and we're getting very, very close. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And make sure that if you haven't already and you are interested in saving money on your Medicare, you give our friends over at Chapter a call. The number's up there, 270-467-2426. And I've got a link down below in the description if you want to join us over on the Stay Free community for Q&A for any questions you have regarding Medicare and your health care. I'll be posting updates over there, answers to questions. It's 100% free, and you'll have complete and full access to the rest of the suite of content and information and the community that's growing over there. We did cross over 100 already today, and so that's tremendous. That's amazing. And onward and upward, folks. And so Tim Walz, you know, this is kind of like what we talked about earlier today. And I told you how Democrats mislead their followers, their blind sheep, off this cliff to their demise. And anyone who listens to Tim Walz and his rhetoric in regard to burning flags is going to be in a heap of freaking trouble. Okay. Now, stick with me here, folks, because at the end, I've got something I want to share with you that is going to clearly explain what I mean by being a heap of trouble. But first, let's hear from, more than likely, the 48th president of the United States, J.D. Vance, with somewhat of a rhetorical question here, but feel free, chime in and drop your answers in the comment section down below.
In comfort in their community. They really do be roughshod over their cities and have been for decades. Why are Democrat governors angrier about federal law enforcement helping clean up their streets than they are about the fact that those streets need to be cleaned up to begin with? It shows a real sickness in the head. And I agree with the President of the United States. I think most Democrats, rank and file, nobody likes crime. Republicans don't like crime. Democrats don't like crime. Independents don't like crime. Why are Democratic governors doing everything in their power to make crime easier to do in their cities? It doesn't make an ounce of sense to me. But Mr. President, I appreciate you being willing to help, and I hope these governors take you up on the offer, because we should clean up all of America's streets. It's the right of every American to live in safety and comfort in their community. They really do be posting.
So I guess the question is, do you like crime? Do you live in a city with a Democratic mayor? Do you live in a state with a Democratic governor? Do you like crime? But JD Vance actually just gave me a great idea. I think I'm gonna put sick in the head, or sickness in the head is gonna be the thumbnail for this one, with a picture of Tim Walz, and that should accurately describe who this guy is, because he's sick in the head. He's sick in the head, and we could run down the list of Democratic governors, and I may do that in a future video, a list of Democrat governors, because there's probably some out there that don't get who are all the Democrat governors in office right now, and which states do they govern? You know, there's probably a lot out there that are not getting the attention they deserve, while also there may be a few out there that are actually doing a damn good job, and we never hear about them. And so we got Katie Hobbs in Arizona, Gavin Newsom in California, Jared Polis in Colorado, Jared Polis or Polis, I'm not sure, Ned Lamont in Connecticut, Matt Meyer in Delaware, Josh Green in Hawaii, J.B. Pritzker in Illinois, Laura Kelly in Kansas, Andy Beshear in Kentucky, Janet Mills in Maine, Wes Moore in Maryland, Mara Healy in Massachusetts, Gretchen Whitmer in Michigan, Tim Walz in Minnesota, Michelle Lujan Grisham in New Mexico, Kathy Hochul in New York, Josh Stein in North Carolina, Tina Kotek in Oregon, Josh Shapiro in Pennsylvania, Daniel McKee in Rhode Island, Jay Inslee in Washington, Tony Evers in Wisconsin, and Muriel Bowser, mayor equivalent to a governor, District of Columbia, D.C. Additionally, Democratic governors serve in 2 U.S. territories, Lou Leon Guerrero in Guam, and Albert Bryan Jr. in the U.S. Virgin Islands. See if this is accurate. See if these names ring a bell to you. And, you know, as I'm reading this list, I'm thinking about, I think it was a Democrat senator representing Mexico? I'm sorry. Mexican Senator Lily Tellez. Let's see. Tellez, I don't know how you do this, went on Fox and dropped a truth bomb and says, quote, most Mexicans want U.S. help against the cartels. The only ones who don't are narco politicians. Then asks, and who blows a gasket? President Sheinbaum, calling her a traitor.
Mexican Senator Lily. The president of Mexico is furious. She's calling Mexican Senator Lily Tellez a traitor for coming on Fox Noticias with me a few days ago and saying this. Listen.
The help from the United States to fight the cartels in Mexico is absolutely welcome, and that is how the majority of Mexicans feel. The only ones who don't like that President Trump is sending help and trying to support Mexicans against the cartels are the narco politicians. That includes President Sheinbaum.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum responding, saying, quote, "It's not a minor issue that a senator gave an interview to a foreign media outlet calling for intervention." Here to discuss is that Mexican Senator Lili Tellez. Senator Tellez, welcome to Fox Noticias. I'm just going to get right to it. Is Mexico a narco state?
Yes, it is. And we all Mexicans know about it. And Mexicans are afraid of the alliance between the Mexican government and the cartels that have infested our nation.
Can you explain this alliance between the president, her party, the Morena party, and the cartels?
Yes, the party has financed, has given, the cartels have given so much money to these politicians, narco politicians of Morena, to get into office, to get the power. So they protect. The Mexican government protects the cartels. That is why President Sheinbaum doesn't want the strong American leadership to help Mexico defeat the cartels. And also Sheinbaum doesn't want the rest of the world to know what is happening here in Mexico. We are on the steps to be the next Venezuela. She is aligned with Venezuela's dictator, with Cuba, and we are losing our country. They have destroyed our Republican institutions, the democratic state, and we must, I think we all Mexicans want and welcome the support of the United States to assist Mexican people against the cartels that have us all in this crisis with the traffic in fentanyl and migrants.
So her response to this, and I know this because her spokesperson came on our show in response to your interview, and they say, well, we just turned over 26 cartel members. We're working, we're sharing intelligence. What are they not doing? And why is she so resistant? She sort of speaks out of two sides of her mouth. We're working with you, Trump, and then she's chastising you for saying we need more help from the United States to crush the cartels.
Because she really doesn't want the help of the United States. She is lying to Mexican people, telling Mexican people that the United States will get in control of the whole country.
Right.
I never listened such nonsense from President Trump. What we have listened is that President Trump wants to help Mexican people against the cartels. Mexican people are suffering. So what they do is very, very little. We have huge narco politicians here in the Senate, in the presidents, governors. Mexico is a very dangerous place.
Well, that brings me to my next question, because you are speaking very bluntly, very clearly about Mexico being a narco state and the alliance and the connections to the president of Mexico. Are you afraid for your life?
Yes, I am afraid. And the president has threatened me to proceed against me with criminal prosecution, to get me out of the Senate and get me in jail, just because I told you in this space and Fox News what is the reality of our country with the cartels. The cartels are dominating everything here in Mexico. They are in all the offices of the government, in the states, in the cities, and in the national government. So, of course, I am afraid, but I want people to know I will not step back. And I pray under God's guidance that we, the United States and Mexico, must work together to defeat the cartels and to get freedom for our country, for Mexico, to stop it from being the next Venezuela.
Senator Lili Tellez, a very brave woman indeed. Thank you so much for coming on our show and speaking the truth.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you.
You got it.
Tellez. I feel like Shane Gillis trying to say that. But, I guess it kind of like, if the shoe fits, it's par for the course. And, most Mexicans want U.S. help against the cartels. The only ones who don't are narco politicians. I'd have to assume that Tim Walz is on the list of narco politicians, and several of the other Democrat names on that list are probably narco politicians. But if you guys have any additional information about some of these other folks, some of those other names, drop them down below. Let me know. We should talk about them. But here's the bombshell, folks. Here's the big news, the big story. Here's why Tim Walz is probably not just sick in the head, but should be shaking in his boots. And his followers, his Democratic followers, should really heed the warning, because this isn't a time to play. This isn't a joke. This is serious. And why this wasn't already a law is beyond me. But at the same time, why this needs to become a law now is freaking just unbelievable. This is asinine that we have to say this. And the fact that our country, our culture, so to speak, has gotten to the point where the borders, in theory, should be open. Asylum seeking should be a hobby. U.S. taxpayers should get shit on and fund all this. All the while, the people coming here don't give a fuck about us, are driving CDL 80,000-pound semi-trucks illegally, killing people, and then saying, fuck this country, we're burning the damn flag. Oh yeah, and this is unreal. I know we're getting a little sidetracked here, but I really want you guys to see this. Petition to free Indian truck driver who murdered 3 people nearly hits 2 million. And of course, 99.99% of the signatures are other Indians. Many live in the USA. And everyone who signed this petition should be deported, according to Mr. Obvious here. And I want to say that there was the MP, was it MP for India? Which I'm not sure what the MP is. Here it is. Indian MP Harismrat Badal calls on India to intervene on behalf of Harjinder Singh, who killed 3 Americans. I wonder what would happen if he killed 3 Indians driving a tractor trailer in India. Okay. We'll have to take In Wokeness's word for it, because I don't speak what is the language? I don't remember the language, but I don't speak it, so I don't know what she's saying. Can't make this shit up, folks.
Lastly, sir, this is an executive order on flag burning. It charges your attorney general.
Would you listen to this? This is very important. Flag burning. All over the country, they're burning flags. All over the world, they burn the American flag. And as you know, through a very sad court, I guess it was a 5-4 decision, they called it freedom of speech. But there's another reason, which is perhaps much more important. It's called death. Because what happens when you burn a flag is the area goes crazy. If you have hundreds of people, they go crazy. You could do other things. You can burn this piece of paper. You can, but when you burn the American flag, it incites riots at levels that we've never seen before. People go crazy. In a way, both ways. There are some that are going crazy for doing it. There are others that are angry about them doing it. Do you want to discuss that?
Sure. So what the executive order does, sir, it charges your Department of Justice with investigating instances of flag burning, and then where there's evidence of criminal activity, where prosecution wouldn't fall afoul of the First Amendment, and instructs the Department of Justice to prosecute those who are engaged in these instances of flag burning.
And what the penalty is going to be, if you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail. No early exits, no nothing. You get 1 year in jail. If you burn a flag, you get, and what it does is incite to riot. I hope they use that language, by the way. Did they?
Yeah, incitement is
incite to riot. And you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail. You don't get 10 years, you don't get 1 month. You get 1 year in jail, and it goes on your record. And you will see flag burning stopping immediately, just like when I signed the Statute and Monument Act. 10 years in jail if you hurt any of our beautiful monuments. Everybody left town. They were gone. Never had a problem after that. It's pretty amazing. We stopped it. But this is something that's, I don't know, in a certain way, it's equally as important. Some people would say it's more important. Because the people in this country don't want to see our American flag burned and spit on. And by people that are, in many cases, paid agitators. They're paid by the radical left to do it. You talk to these people, they don't even know, half of them don't even know what they're doing. They say, I don't know, they gave me money to do this. I see the same things that you do. They're bad people. They're trying to destroy our nation. That's not working, because I think our nation now is the most respected nation anywhere in the world, by far. You saw that with the European leaders on Friday. You saw that with NATO, where they agreed to go from 2% no pay to 5% fully paid up, trillions of dollars paid, where they respect your president to a level that they jokingly call me the president of Europe. They call me the president of Europe, which is an honor. I like Europe, and I like those people. They're good people. They're great leaders. And we've never had a case where 7 plus really 28, essentially 38 countries were represented here the other day. 38 European countries were represented. European and other countries were represented. And it was a great meeting. But your country is respected again. I say it all the time. 1 year ago, our country was dead. Everybody said it. We had a dead country. We were not going to survive. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. So it's an honor to be involved. And this group has a lot to do with it, right behind me. Does anybody behind me have any?
But anyway, guys, that's some wild and crazy stuff. Sick in the head is right. This is unreal. This is incredible. This is amazing. I am so glad and fortunate to live during this time with President Trump in the White House. Looking forward to J.D. Vance carrying the torch, running with the baton and keeping this going and putting all this behind us in our past. I look forward to reading your comments. I appreciate you guys for watching, hanging out, engaging, and subscribing. I look forward to seeing you later. Take care. God bless.